guys, we're back here with another episode of Closing Time. I'm Randy Bradshaw.
I'm Amanda Armstrong.
And today we are going to talk about new construction and why you should or maybe should not purchase it. We'll let you decide if it's right for you.
Yeah. I know, like a new construction home sounds very dreamy. It's all new, sparkly, clean appliances, new flooring. Everything is brand new and yours. No one's lived in it, which sometimes people feel like, wow, no one has lived in this. This is really unique to us. We're going to create this space our own and not have to recreate it from what someone else created as their home.
Yeah, it's a totally clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple different things like why buyers love new constructions, what buyers need to know about new construction.
Yeah.
And some quick fire pro tips.
Okay, so we kind of touched on what buyers love about it. You can sometimes have the opportunity to customize some finishes. If you're working with a spec home, a lot of the times the builder will have already purchased all of the finishes, but they may have some wiggle room about maybe some different tile or something like that.
Colors, or something like that. Like typically,
Like but usually flooring's already been purchased. The cabinets have already been purchased if the home's already built. So that's something to think about because there's a difference between a spec home and a custom new build. Yeah. So something to think of. So another thing that buyers love is that there are fewer maintenance items that are going to come up because if you think about it, your roof is brand new, your HVAC is brand new. You're not going to have to do any maintenance for a long time.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So it's really great for people who aren't handy or they don't want to deal with a fixer-upper. Yeah. New construction might be the answer for you. And in the Bloomington normal market, like we are seeing a gap between, well, let me back up. There used to be a really big gap between existing homes and new construction homes.
Right.
And now
the price gap.
The price gap between existing and new construction is becoming smaller and smaller. So it's becoming more of an option for people in our area. Yeah. Now down the line when, costs of lumber or materials with what's going on in our world right now, we don't know what those prices are going to look like towards the fall. So it's something to kind of keep in mind. Like if we know what they are right now, you might want to get under contract a new construction now if you think that's what you want to do this year versus waiting because it's just a little uncertain on what those prices are going to look like.
Right. Another great thing that buyers love about new construction is that you normally get a 1-year builder's warranty. So they are giving you their guarantee that if in a year something happens, they'll fix it for you. So that's just really, you can't put a number on peace of mind, really.
Right.
That's
exactly.
Great. Yeah.
That's why people buy warranties because it makes them feel better.
Exactly.
So if you're buying a house that already has one, that's a win.
Totally. Yeah.
So what buyers need to know, even though you're buying a new construction and you'll see lots all around town, you still need an agent. If you live in an area where they have spec homes in a neighborhood and they have someone who works for the builder at those spec homes, just keep in mind they work for the builder.
Right.
They're not working for you as the buyer.
Right.
So it's really important to still have an agent on your side because they will have your best interests at heart and they will do the best to facilitate any offers or, things like that.
Yeah, they'll help you walk through the process, which is important. So the fine print is fine. So builder contracts are different. There are different things you need to think about. Sometimes timelines are a little bit different, and if you want to have finishes changed, then that needs to be on the contract. So there are just things to think about. It really goes back to how important having representation is.
Well, absolutely. Something I just popped in my mind when we were talking about that was, I just forgot what it was.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. It'll come back to me.
It'll come back. We'll circle back. We'll put a pin in it and we'll circle back.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So let's talk about what is not included. So upgrades obviously are not included. Like I said, those would need to be put on the contract ahead of time. So if there is,
sorry, you might be able to tell that we're not at the office.
Yeah, we're not at the office today.
We are at my house, and this is my dog, and he is part of our world.
So here we are.
Sorry.
This is Louie. He's a great co-host.
Yeah, so we were talking about upgrades and keeping in mind, if you're walking through a spec home, those spec homes probably have a lot of upgrades in them. So what you're thinking, I can build this for this price, that's why working with an agent is really important because you'll be able to tell like, okay, this was an upgrade, this trim package was
Yes.
an upgrade, or this
Yes.
appliance package was an upgrade.
Yes, you definitely keep in mind
Hmm.
landscaping because landscaping can be so expensive. You want to know, does your builder seed the lawn? Because that could take a long time to take. Or do they sod it? Do they offer any trees
Hmm.
or bushes? Because all that stuff adds up. And after you get into a new home, you don't want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
even through, speaking of like fine line and being, thinking about what you're buying, like typically contractors are will give you an allowance for
right.
tile. So then you have this much amount to work with your flooring, your countertops, your tile. So anything above and beyond that, if your taste is a little more expensive, it's going to increase that price as well.
Yes, and I've seen that happen with buyers before when they're doing a custom home. They go in to the contractors, maybe the flooring or the tile guy, and they see this beautiful tile and they
Hmm.
pick everything out without looking at a price tag, and then they're like, pump the brakes. We don't
Yeah.
want to go over by $15,000. So it's just really important to go into it with a budget
Hmm.
or being willing to be flexible on your budget and knowing that you may have to pay that out of pocket at closing because every finish that you go over your allowance on could cause a problem with appraisal
Good point.
because not all
That's true.
appraisers think that wood tread on a staircase is worth 20,000 extra dollars.
Right.
So it's just something to keep in mind to have a little bit of extra cash buffer.
That's a good
So you
point.
don't, because there's no appraisal contingency in a new construction contract.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Another thing a buyer should know is there might be delays. There might be weather delays.
Yep.
Might be getting a lot of rain. The contractors can't get out there to get the roof, which would then, you know, backlog everything else that's
Yes.
going on. It might be supply chain issues. Maybe the
Hmm.
flooring that you ordered is not coming in
Yeah.
because it's on delay or it's on back order. So you have to really think about your timing as well and make sure that you give yourself a little bit of buffer on either side
Yeah.
if you have to move up a little bit or
Yeah.
push it back a little bit.
And I think another great thing to know is that you should still get your own home inspection done. You always want someone that is representing you taking a look at the home. And of course, you have the builder warranty, so that's great. The builder is going to take care of things as they come up after you move in. But why not have a home inspector come in
Mm-hmm.
and point out all of those things before you move in so you're not having to, maybe rip out drywall or fix plumbing. So I always think that's a good way to go when you're doing new construction
Yeah,
to have a builder come in when they can.
yeah. Speaking of inspections,
Hmm.
the walkthrough before the closing is going to be quite different than a walkthrough in a normal home.
Yep.
Normally, like an existing home, you do your final walkthrough the day before or the
Yep.
morning of, and just look at everything and make sure it's in the same condition as when you made the offer. New construction's different. You're going to want to go
Yeah.
maybe 7 to 10 days
Yeah.
before and go in with your agent
Hmm.
and you bring painter's tape because then you kind of tag the things that like maybe there's a nail pop
Yeah.
already or maybe they missed a tile or there's a cracked tile or something like
Yeah.
that. You go through and walk through and make sure it's to your liking
Yes.
with painter's tape. So that's going to be, make sure you budget some time to do that too, because you don't want to do it a couple days before and then tell the builder, oh hey, we want to have these things
Yeah.
addressed. That's not a realistic timeline for the builder. And plus they
Hmm.
have other homes that they're building, so
Right.
sometimes if the builders, their contractors are already in the area, they like to time that as
Yeah.
well.
Right. Speaking of being in the area, if you're purchasing a new home, it's likely that there's new construction going on around you. So just
Mm-hmm.
remember that maybe if you don't want to deal with that for the next few years, um, contractors, big trucks, cement trucks, noise,
Rocks,
yes,
dirt.
nail pops in your tires, things
Yes,
like that. They're just
it's
things
gonna
that come
happen.
along
Yeah.
with it because there's no way they can be perfect. But that's just something to consider and just to be ready for and decide if you can handle that.
Yeah, because it's something that, it could take a couple years depending on
Yeah.
their timing and how many homes that they already have out there that are spec homes. They don't want to keep digging and building a bunch of them until some of those are sold.
Yeah.
So you might want to think about, if you're looking at a certain pocket, maybe you want to go to a pocket of the neighborhood that's pretty much done.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't bother you, then you want to pick out, your own lot and you want to be out there by yourself for a little while, that's okay too.
Yeah.
It's personal preference.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally personal preference. So yeah, buying new construction can be amazing, but it's just not as simple as picking out your favorite backsplash. There are things that you need to know. Really important that you're working with an agent that is familiar with new construction and the process. And we have a really good tool for our buyers, our new construction.
Oh, we do. A new construction guide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our Selling Blown new construction guide. So if you were thinking about building a new construction, let us know. Find us on Instagram, Facebook,
at Selling Blown
at Selling Blown, and we will send you this new construction guide and gives you all your need to knows and some questions and answers and some pros and cons that maybe people really don't think about.
Yeah. It's great to just kind of preview things before you go ahead and buy. So thank you guys for stopping in and taking time to listen with us today. Do you have any rapid fire questions that you want to do?
I do. You know, this is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Okay. So who would be your dream celebrity client?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Probably Tom Hanks.
Oh my gosh.
He's so nice. Sweet and seems nice.
Maybe I would want Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just kind of dreamy.
Yeah, his voice, like the voice.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you listen to his book? Is that Matthew McConaughey with Green Light?
I read it,
he
but I
reads
didn't listen to it. Oh.
Yeah.
Check to-do list.
Yeah. That would be a good one.
So, what's in your coffee today?
My coffee is Folgers decaf and some caramel Premier protein.
Okay. Do you get really jittery with caffeine? Are you just super busy and clean everything?
You know what? I just really like coffee, and I don't think I need that much caffeine, throughout the day. So I will do decaf.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've got the cinnamon, might be a cinnamon dolce Starbucks K-cup in my Keurig with just a little bit of heavy whipping cream.
Yum.
Yeah, today. A little bit of flavor,
that
but
sounds good. I love cinnamon coffee. It's really
me too. Okay. So you're in your car by yourself.
Okay.
And you're between showings. What music's playing?
I'm listening to an audiobook.
Okay. What are you listening to?
Right now I'm listening to a thriller. It's called Stillhouse Lake. It's really good.
Is that what
really
you were
good.
listening to when I came in the office yesterday and you had your earbuds in and I'm like, hi, and you're
like, yes,
like, sorry, listening to a thriller.
It was very intense. So that's what I'm listening to right now. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of music anymore because I feel like it takes me a minute to find a song. I just want to start listening to my book.
Yeah.
What about you?
I do like listening to music, but I'm also listening to an audiobook.
Yeah.
Fast Like a Girl.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. It's really interesting how our bodies work, but it's another topic for another day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Always in my car essentials. Let's think real estate wise.
Oh, my measurement tool.
Yes.
Always with that.
Tape measure.
Yeah.
I like my laser level.
Yeah,
but it wasn't working yesterday.
Yes, my laser measurement tool, and I always keep a rubber mallet in my car because to get signs in the ground. Yeah. Especially
WD-40. I use that for literally everything.
Wow.
Whether if I'm at an open house and the refrigerator needs a quick polish, like I do WD-40 on it. If the key is stuck, I've gotten a key stuck in there because it was frozen. Lock boxes are frozen. Yeah. Squeaky doors. Yeah. I do WD-40 a lot.
Yeah, I like Clorox wipes.
Yeah.
Those are always handy for things like an open
cleaning
house.
Up. Yes. Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than having an open house and it's like dreadful weather outside, whether it's snow or rain. Yeah. And people are coming in, even though there's a sign, please take off your shoes. There's booties. There's someone who maybe not be comfortable. And I would hate to leave my seller's home a mess. So I try to have paper towels in my car as well. Yeah. So if I have to clean up anything, my Clorox wipe, just make sure it's dry. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. If real estate didn't exist, what do you think you'd be doing?
Probably interior design.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think that's what I'd be doing. What about you?
I don't know. I think I really enjoyed teaching spin classes at the gym, but I don't think that would ever be enough to survive on for me. Right. With 3 kids. So I don't know what I would be doing. I mean, I was at State Farm before. I stayed home with my kids. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe something in that world, maybe something in marketing. That would be fun. Really enjoy that. Totally. Yeah. Okay, one emoji that sums up your job.
Wait. I just thought of you. The one that I use a lot is the little like it's like an excited one, and it has like all the confetti coming out of it, and he's like blowing the little guy with the confetti, because that's like so exciting when you get your offer accepted or you're closing or you're excited about seeing a house. I use that guy a lot.
Yeah. I think I use the one that he's just the smiley face with the rosy cheeks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I sometimes, text sometimes does not always come across as cheery, and I'm pretty much cheery a lot all the time. And I always want my clients to know, like, I use a lot of exclamation marks as well. And sometimes people think that I'm yelling at them if I do that, and that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
Even in like if you use all caps, but I think mine is like the smiley face with rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
It's always like, hey.
Sometimes that softens things a little bit. You're like, hey.
Hi.
House student of praise. Smile. Still love you.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We've got this.
Yeah. So again, I think we're done for today.
Yep.
Find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Selling Blowno.
Yep. Closing time on YouTube.
Closing time.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.